more and more Ugandans embracing commercial agriculture, mixed farming is also becoming more common to farmers around the country. Mixed farming involves growing more than one crop enterprise and animal keeping. For some farmers, beekeeping is coming in handy to complement their farmlands. Coming up on Seeds of Gold.
You see, with the Hamolin, it is the first variety to be sold. And then comes the Sweet Valencia. So the first season, I harvest almost 200 to 300 bags. So even during dry season, I harvest. There is no time I don't have oranges here in my farm.
From Bukedia district, Alfred Okiring has been a farmer for over 30 years. First serving as an army officer, Alfred abandoned the job for farming when he thought it would be more productive. He has since grown into a mixed model farmer in this region, mainly venturing into citrus and beekeeping.
I left school, my O-level, that was in 1980. So from 1980, I joined the army, that's UNLA. So when they overthrew the government, 1986, I came back home. So when I came back home, I started the agric because I was fed up of fighting. So I said, no, I think I should now use my gun, that is a hoe. So I started now this project. So in 1996, I joined the competition, that is under UNAFA. So when I won, in fact, it was the agric. It was the agricultural competition. They wanted the model farmers, those who were model farmers, to compete under UNAFA by then. So when I won, Madam and Mr. UNAFA, I was the only farmer who went to Zimbabwe. So when we went there, we visited so many farms from there. So I was encouraged mostly on irrigation, how the Zimbabweans were doing their irrigation. So I didn't have money, but I had to go slowly up to now, as you have seen how this farm is.
With 10 acres of land, Alfred is growing over 1,165 citrus trees of different varieties, which he says are hugely supported by the well-established irrigation system. Some of the orange varieties he grows include the Sweet Valencia, Washington, American Tangerine, and others.
Washington level is this fruit here. It has this, is it umbilical cord? I don't know how to call it. So I started with this. I have American Tangerine, I have Hamolin, I have Sweet Valencia. There is again another variety called Tarido, but it doesn't fruit. It is weak in fruiting, but it gives you almost 3 kilos. But I saw it that it was just staying there for no reason, so I removed it. So those are the varieties, and then passion fruit. I have Kawanda improved. And then they appear here. You see they appear. I think we shall go and see the machine which I use it for extracting the vegetable oil and packing. In fact, with the Kawanda improved, it is a big variety and it is sweet. And then when you sell it in kilos, it is heavy and people like it. In fact, I'm even trying to graft this UPF 12. That's why you see there is a local passion fruit. So I graft it. When I graft it with this UPF, because with that local fruit, local passion fruit, it is resistant to drought. It doesn't dry or drop quickly. Because with that thing, it can finish almost 5 years when you are harvesting money.
For more commercial purposes, Alfred insists that it is advisable for farmers to go for improved varieties in citrus farming. This is because their advantages outweigh their disadvantages on the farm.
With the improved, there is a continuation of flowering. You see, like this one, it is fruiting, it is even flowering. You see, but with the other local one, once it has bear the fruits, it will take long. it will take long. I recommend farmers to go for this improved, because right now there is this factory from Soroti. I think they are constructing, and they said that maybe this month it will start now functioning. So they will need now this improved variety oranges. For me, it is throughout, from January to December, because the first season, I harvest throughout. I harvest throughout. Because why I'm harvesting is throughout. You see, this one is now ready. The rest is a small one. It is even flowering. After this again, it is a continuous flowering. So the first season, I harvest almost 200 to 300 bags, and then it lowers down. So even during the dry season, I harvest. There is no time I don't have oranges here in my farm. And how I sell it, most of the buyers, they come here to buy. And one of them is just sitting there. He is now harvesting. So that one picks those ones which are ready, and then leave those ones which are not ready. And then those ones again will be picked another season or another month. Yeah, they are all marketable. They are all marketable. You see, with the Harmony, it is the first variety to be sold. And then comes the Sweet Valencia. That one comes late. That one's the last, because it takes time to mature. Then this Washington. This one also takes time. So when I sell Harmony, then I sell this Washington, then I sell Sweet Valencia.
To control pests and diseases on a citrus farm, a farmer needs to employ some vital farming technique. These will involve weeding, constant spraying, and a constant supply of water. As major growers for citrus in Uganda, farmers in Teso region face an influx of diseases for their fruits, and yet care and control is still a challenge for most of them. Citrus pests and diseases can be both bacterial and viral, and these include fruit flies, the citrus canker, anthracnose, bacterial blast, greasy spot, and many others. These could eat away the entire farm, causing major losses if proper care is not taken.
Yeah, with the care, for me always, I employ the community around. I have 2 bulls. Their work is to plow. Then here under the tree here, it is now people weeding. So my 2 bulls, that's their work to plow. And then with the spraying, in fact we have a problem with the diseases, mostly the canker. You see this orange, it is that disease, canker and scale. It is really a destructive disease. So I don't know how government can come in and help farmers. And we also needed some organic fertilizers. So I think if we used organic fertilizers, I think our plants will now improve. In fact, we use the organic, we buy, but it is expensive. And even the drugs we use for this, expensive. So with the caring them, after plowing, weeding, I spray. So for me, I spray almost every month. I spray fungicide, I spray fertilizer, I spray pesticide. Every month I spray. That's how I get at them.
In order to remain healthy and produce optimally, the plants require sufficient nutrients, both macro and micronutrients. Baso and foliar fertilizers should therefore be applied in order to ensure effective nutrient supply to the plants. Baso fertilizers include nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and zinc.
We use even pheromone. There is a pheromone. I think you saw that thing there. I've hanged it. There is these fruit flies. It disturbs us again, fruit fly. But there is pheromone. Pheromone also is a drug which is expensive. A liter is almost 2 million. So that thing helps us also, but to get it is really difficult. It is always the district to order for it. Yes.
In addition to all this, citrus needs a constant supply of water.
The most important thing is what? It's water. That's why you see, for me now, I'm thinking that water pit. That's the second one. The other one is the first one. So the government is promising. That's the NADS Secretariat. They visited here and promised me to give me, to supply me with a solar water pump system and some tanks. So when my generator pumps water from this pit, now the solar also pumps from there. Then here all this farm gets water. And then down here, I will have to apply fertilizers. So when here is wet, now these fruits, I mean the oranges, will it now take that fertilizer? Will it now take that fertilizer? And then you see that maybe these diseases will go off.
When ready for harvest, oranges turn to a yellow color. However, color cannot be used as an indicator of ripeness because sometimes the rings turn orange long before the fruits are ready to eat. In oranges, the best indicator of ripeness then is taste. Harvested fruits can be stored for several weeks at cool temperatures. This then can give a farmer enough time to secure the perfect market. Citrus fruits from Uganda can be marketed to different countries bordering Uganda such as Kenya, Rwanda and South Sudan.
The market, most of our oranges, they go to Busia, Kenya. They are taken to Kampala, and some of them even go to Rwanda. So now the buyers come and buy it from here, from the farm. So they buy at 60,000, 40,000, 50,000. But when they take it there, I don't know how much do they sell it back. So if there could be a way whereby we can also get where to sell our oranges, maybe if they complete this fruit factory, I think it would be okay. If not, I would even advise farmers to form cooperatives. Maybe when we converge in a cooperative, we take our things there, then they buy at once. It will be okay. Mostly cooperatives. That's the bargaining power.
Even though this is the case, citrus farmers such as Alfred still complain of the challenge in locating a secure and reliable market for their fruits, among other challenges.
Yeah, mostly the challenge is always the farmer should always face is one, drought. When there is too much drought, you make sure that you are at a loss. And then two, diseases. It is a real challenge. I know we shall go there, you will see how they have damaged me from there, but nevertheless I will remove that. Still I will continue. So those are the challenges. And then marketing. Thieves, in fact, some time back I had a problem with the community. They used to steal my oranges, extremely there. But I fenced it. Now all my farm is fenced. I don't have a problem with thieves. So my oranges are there.
Regardless of the challenges, farmers can still benefit immensely from citrus farming. Alfred is counting a number of these, including exposure internationally and winning a few farming competitions.
When I started, I managed to educate my children. 2 of them are graduates. 2 of them are graduated. And most of them, they're in senior form, and they have finished their senior form, and some of them, my sons and daughters, they are in secondary schools, and some of them they are in private schools. So it is all through this I'm educating them. Then too, I have structures, permanent structures. I think you saw how they are. It is from this farm. And then three, this farm has sold me. I can say sold me. Has sold me. So whenever I join competitions, it is just a walkover. So I've gone outside, I've gone abroad, I've gone overseas, and I'm even receiving some visitors here, some farmers. We share farm experiences. That's the achievement. Yeah. Aha, NTV has come, you see. No, I should do. You see. So those are the visitors. And even ministers. Ministers come here. MPs come here. RDCs, they come here. Operation Wealth Creation, these coordinators, they come here.
None of this, however, can be achieved if you just sit back and take on the admiring role, as there is still need for more farmers to satisfy the market. Ugandans should take on the challenge and drop all excuses for poor production. Uganda has always been a blessed country.
You see, with us in Uganda, we are a blessed country. We have 2 seasons and we have a lot of water. So I would advise the farmers to sink water rights and protect them. Get a simple machine water pump, and then your tank, do irrigation. When a farmer does irrigation during dry spell, I know he'll get good money. When others are seated waiting for rains, you harvest money. During a dry, we have running water, rivers, we have these water pits, we have even canals. We have water here. My advice to my fellow farmers, with the orange farmers, when you grow oranges can take almost 3 to 4 years. Then you start realizing flowering, and then it continues fruiting. When you maintain your farm or your oranges, it will take almost 30 to 35 years. The only thing which matters is management. So when you spray, when you weed, when you manage your farm, I think you will have a good harvest. For us in Uganda here, we are blessed. So most of the farmers, they grow these cereal short-term crops and leave oranges. But when you intercrop, when you harvest these cereals, oranges are there, passion fruit is there. You harvest oranges, you harvest the passion fruit, and with the passion fruit, just only 4 months, you start harvesting for 5 years. So everything is management. So I'm advising farmers that let's not cry everything that government cannot fulfill everybody's. So I think if farmers could also come and visit my farm and see what I'm doing, and they also go and continue, I think they will achieve. Eyala manui. Godolo tejo. Amen.